Hello everyone, this is the finale of What If Naruto and Hinata moved in together, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Naruto read through the novice level books and tossed them aside. He knew the books by heart. Moving on to the moderate books, he found some new jutsus and quickly mastered them. Finally, he thought coming to the most interesting part of the book, the dancing wind style. As he read through it, he found the pictures and explanations of the footwork, counterattacks, offensive as well as defensive maneuvers. Naruto's eyebrows raised. This was exactly his style, only with a little twist to it and some better adjustments. Perhaps he was a natural after all. The dancing wind style was gentle and yet ferocious. It was nothing like the gentle fist, but had some vague similarities. The footwork was almost like a dance, graceful and sleek, but extremely efficient. One dodged the obstacles and trajectories with ease using his body weight to hasten himself, and when the time came, to counterattack. The whole style was based on the one-hit K idea. One was gracefully strong, and the footwork had to be so accurate, 1 inch off the target, but Naruto knew it was effective. It was a modification of his own style, after all, only, with much more details and a much better understanding. He soon mastered the intermediate books and moved on to the last two. They were the hardest. One book was devoted completely to genjutsu, ninjutsu, and taijutsu, and the other was to his clan's style. He decided to do the jutsu book first, as his clan's style needed complete mastery of jutsus before one could perfect the style. He learned 4 new jutsus, 3 new genjutsus, and 5 new attack sequences in the taijutsu area. All in all, it didn't help too much. Now, the fun would begin. He sent up his training area, put X's where his feet were supposed to hit, made a shadow clone, and began. I can't wait to try this out. Little did they know how much Naruto would change because of this style. Monroe, wake up. My shift already. Or, man. Monroe got up and rubbed his eyes. Jenna D him, and he was up instantly. T attacked me while you were sleeping, and she explained the whole scenario and her reasoning. I can't believe he would want to win this badly, he replied. Jenna nodded. Neither can I. Jenna, I never thought you want to win this badly. Unbelievable. T said, his anger bubbling. Jenna didn't answer. Instead, she appeared right behind T and threw 3 shuriken. Damn it. What kind of a shadow jutsu is that? He dodged the shuriken and used the kaiten jutsu. But Jenna teleported with her shadow jutsu again, and this time, she made a head-on attack. Using a taijutsu sequence, she caught T completely off guard. Jenna was never this fast. I can barely see her. This is bad. He was forced to retreat by using body flicker. However, she simply appeared right in front of him. No matter how much he ran, she would always catch up. He was forced to fight her. But how the hell was he supposed to? He could barely follow her movements, she was so damn fast. Jenna landed a blow at his stomach and he went flying back. Perhaps I need to give his eyes some time to adjust. He saw her running at him again, but this time, somehow, his eyes could follow. His eyes followed her every movement and dodged 3 shuriken and 2 jutsu. She came at him again, but now his eyes could barely follow. She must be powering chakra to her feet. As she ran, his eyes began tracing her movements and soon they could follow again. She made a kick to his head, but he ducked and punched, only to have her run away again. Good. His eyes are catching on. This time Jenna came even faster, she was a complete blur. But his eyes managed to follow. They were getting faster at adjusting to the speed, and pupil movement was getting less choppy. Suddenly, he could see perfectly, his eyesight was clear see and he could see every detail. It's incredible. Finally awake, Jenna jumped at him and threw a K. So I see. T caught it and said, Sensei, why are you here? Are you an idiot or something? Please, it is obvious. Naruto's shadow clone unhinged. How'd you know? Yesterday, someone attacked me. I know for sure I have no enemies outside the village, and neither does my family. So, someone inside the leaf must have attacked me. No Genin or Chunin would, and so I realized it must be Junin. I grew suspicious then. Didn't you say you were Junin, sensei? But I still didn't know for sure. Now, waking up, I find myself here. Next, Jenna comes and attacks me with her K. Then I knew for sure. How? Jenna hates kunais, her cousin was K by 1. She uses them only when she has to, but otherwise uses shuriken. And so I knew it wasn't Jenna, but the person transformed must have some relation to both Jenna and me, and I guessed it was the same person who attacked me previously. The only Junin that has such a relation would be the one conducting this test. You. Naruto patted T on the shoulder. Awesome job. T smiled. Your family are D, aren't they? T nodded. Yeah, I guessed from your eyes. T wiped his eyes and realized he was on the verge of crying. Were they K, in AM? T nodded. Yeah, they were. When I was old enough to understand, they people at the orphanage gave me this picture and said, those were your parents. Be proud. He took out an old scrap of a photo and showed it to Naruto. I've been proud all my life. But it doesn't bring them back. He began crying. I knew it. It was the picture of his mother and father. Carrying him. And he had a t-shirt on, a t-shirt with a symbol he'll never forget. ... He was an Uchiha. It made perfect sense, and Naruto had hypothesized it as well. Why wouldn't his clan take him back? The answer was, they probably did. But once Itachi asked them, who would take him? T was probably out at the time. And coming back, they, too, were gone. Naruto estimated T would have been just a few days old, which made the time gap of 4 or 5 years between he and T. Of course T wouldn't have been around the Uchiha compound at the time, he would be at the hospital. And that explained why only his parents were K. I guessed as much. Naruto sadly chuckled. Top rank kid, not caring for anything. Only meaning one thing, no parents. I researched you, and found the results. Of course, I didn't know what clan you were in, but I guessed Uchiha. Is that why you attacked me? To see if I could activate my Sharingan. Naruto shook his head. I knew you hadn't activated it the moment I first saw you. ... I attacked you to see if you really didn't care about anything. Which turned out to be wrong. Naruto smiled. Come on. I only have about 2 or 3 months before I'm called out to war as well. If I'm not part of the 1st regiment. If I am, then about 1 month's time. I got what I wanted from you. I got what I wanted from Jenna. Now, it's time for Monroe. Let's go. I'm going to need your help. Naruto smiled mischievously. Say, Sensei, yeah, when are you going to be here in person and not as a shadow clone? I knew this would come. As soon as I finish my chores, Hinata'll K me if I don't. Now, are you going to help me or not? T nodded and smiled. I'd love to. I'm starting to like this guy. They crawled up to Jenna and Monroe. Naruto used FTG to capture Jenna. He used a silencing jutsu to prevent any sound. There, he and T explained the plan. Jenna hugged T. Thank God, she whispered. Hey, Jenna. Monroe turned around. Jenna wasn't there. Jenna. He began panicking. Calm down. Deep breath. Okay. He began spinning his chakra and used a basic fire jutsu for light. Damn it. Not enough. He began spinning it faster and added a bit more fire to it to sustain it. Okay. And he began to walk the length of the forest, searching for Jenna. All right. Plan into action. Jenna said cheerfully. Let's go. Naruto led the way. T. I'm sorry I didn't trust you. I should have known you would never do such a thing. And I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, too. When Sensei attacked me, he was hanged into you. And I fell for it. From now on, no matter what, we trust each other. Totally. She smiled. Hallelujahs. Finally. Where the hell is she? Unconsciously, he began spinning the tiny ball of chakra faster and faster as he began to panic. Suddenly, he realized he would have to defend himself against T. I need more light. I just have to last until daylight, about 6 hours. Okay. He began to consciously spin it faster and faster, so that the range of light would expand and he would be safe. Or so he hoped. But fire and wind don't go together, not at those speeds. The fire soon puffed out, and now, Monroe began getting paranoid. He spun it so fast, the chakra was beginning to turn blue. Let's go quietly. I sense his chakra. What the hell is he trying to do? The Rasengan. Well, that would be an improvement. But Monroe ignored it. This was no time for silly jokes or worries. He promised himself that he would realize when it was time to be serious and when he could do pranks, as he was a ninja now, and if more missions were like this, he could not afford to be happy-go-lucky. For his team's sake, the orb began to glow blue soon, and it emitted its own light. He maintained it and began walking in the direction he thought was out of the forest. I'll go tell Sensei about this, and then it'll be over. I'll be safe. He took a deep breath and kept going. Looks like he's learned his lesson. Okay guys, it's off. What? Jenna seemed disappointed. He's learned his lesson about pranks and when to do them. Let's go. T smirked. He ran after Monroe. In the most evil voice he could make, he said, Monroe. Today, UD. Jenna decided to play along as well. Run, Monroe. And collapsed on the floor. Poor guy. They've probably scared the hell out of him. I should probably help. Oh well, tough for him. Monroe ran for his life. T's eyebrows went up. I didn't know he could run so fast. Neither did I. He should have tried out for the track team in the academy. Sensei, help. Naruto came in front of him. Monroe, calm. Sensei, T is trying to KME. He already K'd Jenna. Help. You've got to help. Monroe, it was just a. What kind of a teacher are you? You're student D and you don't even care. Monroe, he gave up, placed a silencing jutsu on him, and carried him by the collar to Jenna and T. It was a prank. Everyone's okay, and he released the jutsu. He took them all out of the forest and back to the training ground and explained his shadow clone tactic. So what was the whole point? Jenna, it was to make you aware of the fact that you are a perfect elementalist. T, to awaken your Sharingan, and Monroe, to teach you when to be serious. You have a lot of potential, but you need to know when to fool around and when to be serious. But more importantly, it was to build trust between you guys. You're a team now. We most likely will go to war by the time I'm done with your training. And if you guys don't trust each other, the entire thing falls apart. So, that's what I did. Monroe got up and said, I am going home, and sleeping. Good night. He went off, muttering, stupid prank. I'll show them. Scared the hell out of me. Geez. They all laughed as he left. Well, I suggest you two do the same. From here on out, it's gonna be you, me, and a buddy called training. They walked off. Naruto's shadow clone puffed away. All right, now to start my training. And with that, Naruto began working on the intricate footwork and the upper body motions that went with it. It turned out it was actually much like a dance. When he got it smoother and the fine points perfected, and it soon flowed easily into a series of movements. Are the homes fully set up for the ninjas and everything unpacked? Yes. The ninja answered. Very good. Tsunade said. Now, the war planning begins. The enemy has about 3,000 of which are fallen, correct? Itachi nodded. There is an easier way though. The Akatsuki leader trusts no one. So, just in case the people controlling the fallen ones revolted, he made a backup crystal which controls every single fallen ninja. It is in the Akatsuki base. So who do you intend on sending there? Tsunade asked. I suggest we members of the Akatsuki along with one or two other ninjas go there and destroy it. Meanwhile, you will fight ninjas, keep stalling until see the fallen ninjas drop D, that would be the signal. Then, you can take on the rest. We have about 8,000 ninjas ourselves, 8,000 on 5,000. The odds seem pretty good. But, if they don't drop D, or you can't last anymore, we'll have to do it the hard way. K every ninja out there and destroying all the crystals each ninja has. Gaara said. Itachi nodded. But how will you come back? The Raikage asked. Itachi emotionlessly said, we don't. If the Akatsuki leader is there, which there will be a good chance that he is, we won't make it out. We'll probably be able to destroy the crystal in any case, and that will make certain your victory. If the Akatsuki leader isn't there, then his two loyal guards will be there. One of them I'm stronger than. One of them I'm not. In any case, me, Sasori, Kisame, and Deidara can K them. And that's all you need to worry about. And if he is there, we'll all D, perhaps one of his guards, and the crystal may or may not be broken. A sudden silence fell. So, who do you plan on taking with you? Tsunade said. Not any of the medical ninja. That's for sure, nor the cages. We just need one person. Who? Tsunade said, gripping her cup tighter. Naruto. The cup shattered. No, you don't have a choice. He's coming either way. He's the only one who has a chance against the Akatsuki leader, and so it will help if he's there. Plus, with him, the crystal will definitely be destroyed. Why Naruto? She said, getting even louder. Itachi, however, retained his composure. Because the Akatsuki leader is from the main house of the Uzumakis. Not a word was spoken. After this digested into everyone's head, Tsunade breathed out ever so softly, what? Uzumaki Naruto is from the branch house of the Uzumaki clan. His father originally left the clan and its Utopia Paradise City because of its biased laws. How do you know? Do you see any trace of an Uzumaki clan in Konoha? Silence. Arashi took his love and they had Naruto. Of course, they both died during the attack of the Kyuubi, but that's an aside. The point is, the main house, all of them, had the full powers of the Ryoshagen. However, only about 30 of the branch house did. Arashi and his lover being 2 of them. Of course, then, Naruto would, too. And the Akatsuki leader does. So, Naruto is the only one who has a chance. That's why we need to go with him. Tsunade collapsed on her chair, stared blankly at the table, and said, my God. Phaedra now came. Phaedra, about time. Itachi, how pleasant. As nice a reunion as this is, we have more pressing matters, he blankly stated. Indeed. And she, too, sat. I suggest you tell them the truth. Itachi said. Phaedra cleared her throat. I am Phaedra, as Jiraiya conveniently knows. I am from the main house of the Uzumaki clan. When I was only a child, the Akatsuki leader began his revolt, and so she explained his entire history of greatness, and, finally, his devastating move. Well, my father was the head of the main house, and so he knew ways to get out. He immediately threw me out. As I went, I saw him come and murder my father. He, too, was in the main house. He was, in fact, my brother. They stared, paralyzed. I'm sure Naruto has told you of the levels by now. I stared at him there. Level 25, she shuddered. Incredible, was the thought that ran through all of their minds. Itachi shook his head. He's improved since then. He set up Akatsuki, got scrolls, more and more jutsus, and he's improved. Is he a Jinchuriki? Gaara asked. Itachi shook his head. He gave the Bijuas to the others. He knew the truth, being a Jinchuriki shortens your lifespan. It does give you more powers, but what's the point when you can just copy them? He gave them to others and watched them fight. One by one he got their powers and recorded and mastered them. All he's missing is one. And he'll never get it, now. They all nodded. And the planning continued. Naruto soon was able to master this new style with weights, but he wasn't able to truly get it, as he had no one to practice it against. He smiled as he thought of the one person whom he would simply love to best, Kakashi, of course. Every student's dream is grow up, humble, mature, and respectful. Learning from the teacher was a privilege, not a right. Once the student mastered his lessons, his one true dream was to kick his sensei's ass. And that's exactly what Naruto intended to do. Let's go, sensei. All right, let's see if your training paid off, he said, putting his book down. Excitement gripped Naruto, but he forced himself to calm down. The style didn't work at all when one was excited or agitated. It needed a cool mind, which, in itself, was hard to do. Naruto breathed deeply, exhaled, and entered his stance. Kakashi didn't remove his Sharingan. That's an odd stance. So, taijutsu only. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to only use taijutsu. After all, that's why I'm doing this exercise. Fine by me. But you're going to regret it. Kakashi went into his stance. No need for it, yet. And with that, they began. Kakashi waited for Naruto. Naruto waited for Kakashi, mentally reviewing all the sequences, for this was the day he had trained for, the day he would kick his sensei's ass. Seeing this was going nowhere, Kakashi rushed at him. He kept going until he was 3 feet from Naruto and he began his punch. Stretching his arm, Naruto simply moved his head out of the way, waiting for an open point. But Kakashi didn't want to give him that chance. He now moved his knee into Naruto's stomach, but Naruto simply pulled himself to the left in a clean, gliding motion, by using his left leg and his right simply trailing on the floor. His hands were still in his pockets. What the hell? Kakashi now fell to the floor, landed on his arm, and made a kick to Naruto's head upwards, but Naruto cleanly caught it with his hands, gently brought it down, and threw Kakashi back. What kind of style is this? Naruto was still smiling, arms in pockets again. Holy smokes. It's working like hell. Naruto now decided to go on the offensive. Running gracefully to Kakashi, Naruto jumped up, didn't finish it, turned his body, and reverted to a punch. But Naruto's blow didn't even finish, for he fell to the ground and made a swipe to Kakashi's feet to knock him off balance. Kakashi tried blocking these, but Naruto changed so many times he completely lost track. He fell to the ground but used body flicker to reappear from behind. Naruto simply ducked from the kunai. Coughing, he got up. All right, that's enough. Naruto was beaming. You're enjoying this, aren't you? It's okay, sensei. I respect you far too much too. I kicked your ass so damn hard. What now? Kakashi sighed. This was bound to happen one day. I'm glad it was before I turned 50 or my back would have really hurt. Hey, why are you kicking old guys' butts? Phaedra yelled from far away. Yes, and you, being an ancient demon couldn't possibly be old, could you? Naruto approached Hinata, bruised, broken leg, and bandage on his head. Hinata rushed towards him. What happened? Can I not say? What happened? Hinata said sternly. I called Phaedra old, and then challenged her to a taijutsu sparring session, and then called her ugly. With anyone else, no sympathy would have been offered. But, fortunately for Naruto, this was Hinata. She gave him a K and said, that was completely your fault. How am I supposed to know she knew my style so damn well? Stupid. She made Naruto lie down. What are you always writing, Hinata? I'll tell you when it's done, Naruto-kun. Please. No. Be that way, sniffle. Hey, sensei, how are we supposed to train if you're lying down? Good point, he whispered. Enough visiting. Naruto-kun needs his rest. The tyrant Hinata appeared, making everyone's face turn pale. But, Hinata-san, were his students. I don't care if you're God. You better get your asses out. Damn it, I'm fine already. Ugh. Naruto suddenly got up. Naruto. Meanwhile, Naruto signaled his students to run. Then, disappearing himself, he went to them. Geez, I thought Hinata would never let me go. Anyways, now, we can begin. Here's my plan for us. You, Monroe, you're going to be my heir. You'll know all of my secrets, my techniques, my philosophies, and the one pupil you have, you will pass those on, understand? Monroe was beaming. Yes, sensei. Hey, why does he get to be the Jenna? You will become the greatest elementalist to walk the face of this planet, and the strongest kunoichi. Understood. She nodded, now pleased. As for you, you're going to the best Uchiha ever. My brother was an Uchiha himself, and so I know many of the techniques. You have to master all the techniques and master the Sharingan. Any objections? Silence. Good. Now, we need to get a lot done. So, we have 3 areas, jutsus, genjutsu, and taijutsu. You all will learn my style, as taijutsu is the only area we can do together, all right. They all nodded. Then, during ninjutsu, you'll all learn some basic ones, but after that you'll split up, learning your separate jutsus. I'll monitor your growth and make sure you're on track. After that, you'll continue the path to genjutsu, and finally, you'll all come back and work on the teamwork. We're going to the most kick-ass team ever. Anyone object to kicking the enemy's asses? All right. They all cheered. Naruto nodded. As he trained them in the taijutsu style, he had Phaedra train him after he apologized in the style, as she was much better at it than he, and he improved drastically, as did his team. They trained for 1 week like this, training, Naruto coaching, the children having individual attention, and Naruto monitoring their progress. At the end, he gathered them. Guys, for the next 2 weeks, you're going to train for your lives. At the end of the month, we're all going to set off on a mission. It's higher than S-class, he said, to show them the severity. Originally, only some Akatsuki members and I were going to go. But I say to hell. We're a team, aren't we? Yes, they said quietly. I can't hear you. Yes. Good, cause guys, this is going to be one of your most serious missions. And that's why I want you to train. Because at the end, I have to face the strongest ninja in the world. And I'm not likely to come out alive. So, if I do fail, I'll tell you guys what to do. Me not living is not going to stop me from making you the next 3 Sennin, if not the strongest ninjas in the world. So, Itachi-sensei, meet T. Itachi-sensei. He'll train you with the Sharingan. Make use of it. I had to take unimaginable efforts to persuade him. T frowned. Will he do a good job? He trained me, didn't he? Besides, this is personal for him, too. So I trust him. T looked curious. T, his name's Uchiha Itachi. He's the one that. He took T next to him. Whispering, he said, I know he did. But believe me, if he didn't have to, he wouldn't have. Trust him for now, and I'll explain it later. Okay. Silence. Promise me. T nodded. Okay. Good. He said louder and patted him away. Shikamaru, take Jenna to the Nara scrolls. Teach her everything you know, and everything the scrolls have. How troublesome, but he accepted. Jenna, don't hold back, now. He's a genius 220 IQ. Trust him, he'll do a good job. Okay. She cried. Jenna, we will see each other again. But only if you train. You promise. She nodded. Naruto knew how she felt, exactly how he did about Iruka. Monroe stepped forward. Go to the scrolls at my house and take them. You're training with Jiraiya-sama. Isn't that the arrow? Monroe. He gulped, realizing this was the serious moment. Right. He nodded. Good. They have 1 week. After that, we're setting off to destroy that crystal. Meanwhile, I have to master this style as well. Reaching his house, he found the book that Hinata was constantly writing in. Opening it, he read. The greatest thing that ever happened to me, Naruto-kun. It was filled with her emotions on what she thought of Naruto. It was her diary as well. Reading through the pages, he came to the back. There was only 1 page that wasn't finished. It began. Naruto-kun's Hokage acceptance speech. That's why she hasn't finished. Naruto chuckled. Taking a pen, he began writing in it. Once he was done, he went to Hinata, who was busily cooking. Her back was turned to him, but she knew he was there. Hugging her, he asked, what's in that book of yours? Even though he already knew. I'm not telling Naruto-kun. Besides, just wait. I'm almost done, okay. Just need 1 more page, she said, still cooking. I love you. I love you, too, but I need to cook. Hinata. Yes, she asked exasperatedly. After this whole war crap is over, and I come back. Will you marry me? He popped the question. It was so random and unexpected, he didn't even have a ring. But that's what Hinata loved about him. Silence. Hinata's mind froze. It was the question that she had been waiting for her entire life, but now that it came, she just couldn't do anything. She dropped the plate she was carrying. Finally, she whirled around and kissed Naruto as hard as she could. Once they broke away, she said, yes, yes, yes. I will. And she hugged him as hard as she could. So, what's the occasion, Hinata-chan? You're shopping? Sakura asked. Hinata was red. Naruto-kun just proposed to me. And, Ino urged. So, is he good? Tenten asked. Hinata nodded. Cheers and applause erupted. All right, Hinata-chan. Yay. So, have you done it, comrade? Lee asked. Did you ask her yet? Kiba questioned. Man, you're so lame. I'm getting tired, Shikamaru commented. All right, I did. I asked her, happy. They all smiled. And, simultaneously the question came. She said yes. Cheers erupted. Yo. 2 more sakes. On me. Lee said. Lee. Maybe you shouldn't. Too late. Hey. Wazoo looking at. Naruto, Neji, Shikamaru, and Kiba pinned him down, waiting for the drink to wear off. Soon the news spread throughout all of Konoha, and the Naruto-kun Marry Me Please Club was dismantled. They were asking for it anyways. Soon enough, he mastered this new style and it was time to go. He just had one last thing to do, test his team as to how much they had improved. He took out 1 bells this time. I am going to do the exact same thing my sensei did to my team, he smiled widely. Their smiles diminished a bit. Only, I'll make it a little easier. You all are against me. All you have to do is get this bell. Simple enough. They all nodded. Anything goes. Taijutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu. Whatever you want. Remember, this is the last chance for training before we head out. Take this seriously. There was no need to say it. They all nodded. Walking into the forest, they began. Naruto was allowed a 3-second head start. You're giving me a 3-second head start. Yup. What's the matter, sensei? Jenna asked. Your loss. And Naruto was gone. He didn't activate the Ryoushagen just yet. He wanted their new levels to be a surprise. Have you found him yet? Jenna whispered. Bingo. You shouldn't let your enemy see you. Haven't I taught you that? Jenna. Threat level 15. Jutsus. Elementalist abilities. Dancing Wind style taijutsu. Shadow fusion no jutsu. Naruto's eyes widened at that last one. Isn't that the clan's secret? Shikamaru taught her everything. This could be bad. Now she just needs to improve. Maybe after the war'll take her to the monastery. They'd all benefit from that. Bingo. 1/3 kilometer west. T replied. T. Threat level 16. Jutsus. Hellish Doom no Jutsu. Sacred Resurrection no Jutsu. Mengekyu Sharingan. Naruto gulped. Itachi. Damn you. Now what the hell am I going to do? Crap. Wait. Mengekyu. Naruto knew that now it was only practice that was left. He would have to work hard to get his jutsu speed up. Then, he'd be one serious opponent. All right. My turn. Monroe smiled. Ah. Yes. Monroe. Threat level 15. Jutsus. Rasengan. Summoning no jutsu. Flying Thunder God no jutsu. Damn it. I forgot. I let him go through the scrolls at home. This means the only advantage I have over him is my experience and my bloodline limit. I should not have done this. I should have gotten at least a teammate. Monroe appeared right behind his sensei and delivered a kick, but Naruto caught his foot and paralyzed him immediately. Unfortunately, Monroe puffed away. Shadow clone. From behind, the real Monroe came and made a Rasengan, not at Naruto, but the tree branch. The branch gave way and Naruto fell. Using body flicker, he got up again, only to find a trap waiting for him. T and Jenna both used their full chakra to engage the trap. Naruto was caught in a mini version of the indignation, only it was fire instead of lightning. Coming from T's Kaiten Jutsu, Naruto was trapped. What the hell? Hey, T. Why is Sensei smiling? I don't know. Well, this will stop him. Monroe ran up and made a Rasengan at the Naruto, but Naruto puffed away. It, too, was a shadow clone. Now, Monroe was hit by the fireballs and fell down. Naruto came from behind using FTG and pinned all three of them down, but Jenna and T disappeared using the Substitution Jutsu. Monroe was out of the game, for now. Hey, there's Monroe. Yes, but it's most likely a trap, and Monroe is the bait. So let's go through the back side. T nodded. Naruto simply walked up, carrying Monroe. So, you gonna get your teammate back or what? But they were shadow clones. The real Jenna and T came from behind. Naruto simply disappeared and landed blows on both of them, but it was worth it for T and Jenna. Because of the blow, he activated chakra traps which homed in on him. Naruto had to use his full ability to get away, but even then he was bruised. They came at him again, but this time, Naruto used Genjutsu to stop them, only to be stopped by T's Sharingan. Jenna came at him and caught him in a cage main. It was all over for Naruto. T used Kaiten to burn Naruto to a crisp, or rather, he wanted to burn Naruto to a crisp. True, Naruto couldn't move, but he didn't need to. Naruto simply gathered as much chakra as he could and just released it. It knocked away the fireball as well as the two Genins. Naruto then immediately used a paralysis jutsu on the two of them as well. Not bad. Looks like you guys have got this teamwork thing down. To a reasonable extent, T said. Naruto nodded. Have the defense jutsus been activated yet? Hi. The sand shield, the lightning barrier, and the fire wall have all been activated. Good. Make sure the farmers produce twice as many crops. We're going to have to feed a lot. Hi. Has the armor and weapons been made ready? Hi. Good. Get the medics ready. Naruto and the others will leave, and we're set. The war for our lives has begun. Naruto. Hinata dropped off the coon. I am going to beat you to a pulp if you don't get here right now. Naruto-kun. Please. Naruto now came. Oh, hey Hinata, whatif. She smiled. Nevertheless, she continued, promise me. Alright, I do. Okay. Author's note, this is rated T, so yeah, we'll all just pretend they continued and did what adults do in the night, K. Let's go. They've lowered the defense jutsus. We have exactly 3 minutes to get out of here. Itachi stated. They all nodded and ran as fast as they could. Itachi guided them to the base. On the way, they all talked about strategies and practiced drills and formations. Once reaching there, he released the seals. They already know we're here. There's no point in hiding much now. Let's go. They all nodded, bracing for what was to happen next. Naruto immediately said, he's not here. The leader isn't here, but a clone of him is. Itachi paled. This was not what they had expected. No, this meant he was with the forces, guiding them. Meaning, we're going to get annihilated. Naruto said. Itachi's eyes were wide with fear for the first time. My. If it isn't Itachi, and the little traitor squad. Come to get K. Itachi was urgent. We can't back away now. What do we do? Naruto looked at him. Of course. It seemed Naruto, too, was a clone. He was a shadow clone. The real Naruto was back in Konoha, preparing for war. Good. The clone answered, I dunno, guys. Everyone looked at Itachi, who suddenly seemed relieved, and soon caught on. There was one drastic mistake that separated Naruto from the real Naruto, that only someone who knew him could have known. Naruto hesitated for one moment before making the Rasengan, completely off against the drill, just to get their attention. The sky was dark, though it was roughly noon. They stood atop the wall and looked. It was a chilling feeling. All the while, waiting for war, and when the signal comes, fearing it. They looked to the horizon. No one was there, yet. They had just dispatched a patrol squad, with Naruto's shadow clone there as well. How is the other battle going? Naruto remained silent. Better than I thought. Naruto lied. He knew the truth. Death had already struck the battle. And it wasn't even close to finishing. Damn it. Monroe, don't be so damn reckless. Jenna. Even Itachi. Crap. The patrol unit came back. Naruto's shadow clone disappeared to conserve chakra. They're sending every single one of their men in one blow. They intend to finish it here and now, the patrol sergeant said immediately. Change in plans. Tsunade yelled. They all geared up and got ready. As for civilians, the war had begun. Readying their first squadron, they dispatched the 1st Regiment of Chunins and Junins out to meet the Naru-kun. Will we be safe here? Miki asked. Her mother was escorted to be a healer, and Naruto would do nothing less than guard her himself. As long as I'm here, I'm not going to let anything happen to anyone. He and about 30 genin were in the building, taking their blankets and short rations and whatever that could comfort them. Naruto looked around. It was cold in here. Freezing. He could see his own breath, and people were shivering. Rations were short, and not much could be offered. People were gathered in tight bunches, huddled together for warmth under the one family blanket they had. Everything was sent to the medics to support the troops. He set to work. Using his chakra, he began working tirelessly using ancient jutsus, to make blankets, beds, and anything to make them feel better. At the end of 3 hours of work, most everyone had one blanket per person, warm, comfy, and a better mood was around. Naruto stood in the center to get everyone's attention. Looks like it's time for another speech. He thought as stepped up. Naruto dodged an attack from the only remaining guard. Looking around, he noted their status. Sasori and Kisame, D. The higher level Akatsuki guard, also D. This guard, he thought as he gave the signal to Itachi. The guard fell to the ground. Also D. My team. Pretty damn tired. This isn't good. Deidara is guarding them and himself. Itachi and I still have to take down this guy. Shikamaru and his squad of 30 ninjas looked to the distance. Holy F. They were on a lower height, and it was dark above. Let's go. The Junins gave the signals, and the ninjas disappeared. The fighters ran out screaming, prepared for their fate. And the enemy collided. The war had begun. They say war is hell. Naruto began, immediately gaining the attention of everyone around him. All the time before it. You want to go. You're anxious. Looking around, you see rookies, and you see experts. And you wonder to yourself, what every man questions. Will I make it? Will I live? Will we win? Will I become honored like those cages? What will happen? And when the time comes to fight? You don't go. You can't go. You are too wrapped up in your questions. You see the experienced ones make tactical moves and run their skillful bee to war. You see even the rookies run, the question out of their minds, simply madly running. Why? Because that's what everyone else is doing. Running to the death. As you look and see, you see the ones you called friends, fighting. Fighting for what they believe in. Fighting to the death. Looking beyond, you see the angry sky, pouring down rain, diluting that sacred bee of your friends. And looking back, you see the home which you want to protect. Which you try to protect. And you wonder to yourself, will all this go to waste? And around you, you see your friends D. You see your family D. And immediately, anger seizes you, and the one thing keeping you back now D away. Do you know what that one thing is? Silence. Fear. Someone asked. No, not fear. You are still afraid. Very, very afraid. You look at the DB and think to yourself about joining them. Joining your friends. But you smile. And you run on, anger seizing control of you. And you meet the enemy. Just as your friends had. Hope. Lose all hope. No. Then you would run away. No. What you lose is doubt. You are in a state of helpless confidence. Confidence you never thought you had. You know you may D. But fight anyways, because you are happy to defend who you fight for. You are defending your home. Your family. So that one day, after this hell is over, your family, with or without, may once again have that nice candlelight dinner without ever having a worry. They say war is hell. But tell me, could anything, but war give you this boundless courage to rush out into death willingly and happily? No, nothing could. War comes from two vines. Our forces are the ones that are happy to be defending. If you run out there, you will see people doing things you never thought possible. Could people have ever found that life, that energy, that vibrant feeling of courage and joy in themselves? To be able to think, ignoring all past comments, to think to themselves for once in their lives, that I am strong, I can do this, and I am doing this with my friends, my family, and the ones I love. Knowing that every single soldier fighting and risking their lives out there, knowing that every ninja trying to defend out nations, knowing that every medic out there is trying to get us to the top. I ask you this, how can I possibly doubt our victory? In my mind, there is no question. Why? Because of all our collective efforts. The enemies, men. They are fighting not because they want to, but only because they are forced to. With all of that on our side, how can we not win? And I will tell you this, there is no greater hell than seeing, after you have tried your 100%, to see failure. And if we fail after all this, then God damn it, I don't want to live. I'd be happier in heaven with all my friends, all my family. Away from an unforgiving place, he finished up. The mood had changed significantly after that. People started giving up the blankets to donate to the medics. They began helping out in every way they could, be it kind words, or simply transportation. Everyone got involved. A ninja looked up at the immense chakra. His jaw dropped. Run. Run back, he yelled. Too late. A large explosion hitting both troops occurred, only, the enemy troops got back up, as they were the living D. How are we doing? There has been sudden troop declination. Probably from the Akatsuki leader, we're guessing. We're fighting a losing war. Tsunade glared at the old lady. And what do you suggest we do? She said, putting down her medical gloves. Silence. Then shut your F-mouth and get back to work. The command was obeyed. A total of 10 are unable to fight 2D, 8I. Already. It's only been a day. At this rate we won't last 10 days. We estimate a loss of 3 for them. Kuso. Gaara cursed. I'm going out there. You can't even out the field. I don't intend to. Gaara said, sand pouring out already. They will lean to our side. A demonic glare appeared in Gaara's eyes, and, for the first time, it was met with happiness. Go and get, M. 1 day later. Naruto rammed into the cloaked shadow clone of the Akatsuki leader, but he blocked. The plan was all set. The enemy's chakra level was at 40%, they had rehearsed it well. And they knew what to do. Naruto looked at Itachi, and, for the first time, Itachi smiled sadly and nodded. Naruto used FTG to appear behind him and rammed a Rasengan, but he used FTG as well to appear behind Itachi. 39.5 chakra. Punching Itachi, he found it was only a shadow clone, and Itachi used the Mengekyu. The Akatsuki leader managed to block it, but at the cost of his chakra 35 chakra. Naruto rammed an Odama Rasengan while he was blocking, only to be blocked as well, 32 chakra. Perfectly according to plan. Naruto came from the ground and punched, but it was dodged and he was attacked. Naruto used his absolute defense and returned the hit. Right as the hit returned, Itachi used up the rest of his chakra with a final Mengekyu. To block was a great cost 25. Now, they would begin. Naruto ran and made some taijutsu sequences while Itachi carefully got into position. Status: 40 loss for us, 25 for them. We're losing more and more. Come on, Naruto. What should I do, sir? Call a retreat. We need to save the... No. The Raikage stepped in. I will go. Do not retreat. Now all the cages were in. Another explosion occurred. The gaining on Konoha fast. Stanstro, a sword appeared from his stomach. The body fell. Naru-kun, are you okay? Miki asked. Naruto smiled, panting. I'm fine, Miki-chan. Just using a lot of chakra. They revived ninjas were unstoppable and were gaining fast on Konoha. They had already gotten past the defense jutsus, and Naruto was knocking them down, only to see them get back up again. Come on. Just need to get that crystal. Naruto's eyes widened. It was time. He used FTG to teleport there. Naruto punched, but the enemy dodged, and gashed Itachi in his chest. The shadow clone puffed away. All that for a shadow clone. Geez. True, Naruto had to hold back some power or the leader would know, but it was still rather difficult. He looked at Itachi and smiled. All according to plan, he said. All according to plan. He agreed. Listen, Naruto. The Akatsuki leader has a jutsu. It a person. Only, whoever that person touches also gets it. Everyone except that person's family, whomever they may be. But 2 weeks later, they die painfully. He infected my family, and forced me to join Akatsuki. And that's why I had to kill them. He chuckled slightly and coughed out B. Perhaps, to spare them the torture at the end. Avoid the page, or you'll die. Be careful. Should I heal you? He chuckled. You know by now I'm beyond healing. I was born to do this, and I have. I'm done here. He looked at Naruto, Sharingan now gone. I had a dream. My brother and I, we would have come back and remade the Uchiha clan. He always wanted me to teach him how to throw a kunai properly. Chuckle foolish, little brother. He never realized he had far more potential than I. If he had the common sense to use it. Naruto nodded respectfully. You miss him, don't you? He shook his head. No. I shall join him, soon enough. Along with my clan. Naruto, I saved you for that reason. Don't waste my dream. Don't let it die, Naruto. Place plea, Shay. Itachi. I won't. Even if I'm not there to see it come true, it will. The lieutenant didn't ask for a damage status. The enemy ninjas were already in Konoha. The status was rather evident. Tsunade carried Miki to safety. Damn it, I have to protect her. For Naruto's sake. But Tsunade saw a group of Chunins about to die. 1 life, against 10. Naruto. I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me. Tsunade knew it was the end, but not without a fight. She was forced to place Miki down. Pounding the ground, all the enemy ninjas collapsed. Aaah. She heard a high-pitched scream. No, Miki. She ran back. The crystal. Tsunade smiled. Naruto. Naruto did it. The Akatsuki leader's D. Hope had returned. Status report. Quote. Okay. Tsunade looked at Miki. She was now D-body. Bad boy. Naru-kun's gonna come and spank you. She smiled and picked up Miki. Naruto now came. He's not D. It was only a shadow clone. The real one's out there fighting. That's why our numbers dropped so suddenly. Tsunade paled. We've got a long way to go. But at least now, we can kill the enemies. he said, smiling. But in the meantime, I need some rest. Tsunade nodded. You've got half a day. Naruto nodded, went to the hospital, and slept on the floor. So they destroyed the crystal. Of the traitors, only one remains. Sensei. Sensei. T said. Ha. Naruto woke up. We're going out to fight. Naruto smiled and nodded. You better make it out alive. We will. We're the greatest team ever, remember. Jenna said. But you better focus on making it out alive. Sai, what would you do without us? Monroe said with dry humor. Naruto chuckled at that. Get out. It's time. Naruto had a sinking feeling in his heart. They could take care of themselves. Whatever weaknesses they had, the other made up for it. They were a perfect team. But was he? Naruto changed his clothes, had some food, and went out. It was time for him to fight now. He would have to find the real Akatsuki leader. Naruto made a huge scan and, soon enough, located him. Not too hard to find a chakra signature 10 times stronger than everyone else's. Naruto simply walked there, Kane who stood in his way. You, he said, pointing. You are the Akatsuki leader. And if I am? A dark, masked voice spoke. The two stared at each other. The man made some hand signs, which Naruto immediately recognized. Shall we? Naruto nodded, and everything became dark and unclear. When visibility came again, he saw they were in a different dimension. No scenery, no distractions, nothing to hide behind. Nothing. Just blackness. Where are they? Tsunade asked. The sergeant pointed up. Looking in the sky, Tsunade gasped. A black orb was there, and Naruto and the Akatsuki leader were fighting. No way. All right. We have to trust Naruto will complete his job. Let's do ours. Now, the Akatsuki leader removed his cloak. He had death black eyes with a vicious green in the center of his pupils. His hair was a blue-green, and he was about Naruto's height, if not a half-inch more. He spoke now with his true voice, a cold, emotionless one. The battle amongst our kinds will end here. The result will forever be set in stone. This is the end. Of what? A fight between main house and branch house. Yes. To see who are the true masters of the Ryoshagen, the chosen bloodline. You can't settle it with one battle. Every person is different. Every instance changes. Each effort varies. You can't force it upon others with just one fight. After a short silence, he spoke. Did you know the highest level is 30? 10 levels of mastery for each type of jutsu. Gen, Tai, and Nin. I am level 29. And you are, too. The one last level one need is from the Kyuubi. And once I get it from you, I will prove to the world. Naruto shook his head. Wrong. The last level isn't in the Kyuubi. It's from the human heart. That's what you're missing. A heart. Something you'll never have. You sacrificed it long ago, and now it's too late. The fire of the human spirit, the thing we call the soul. That's what you're missing. And no amount of strength will get you that. Suddenly, his hands began glowing green as he got into a taijutsu stance. So his chakra is green. I was wondering myself why my chakra was a different color. As Naruto got into his taijutsu stance, the Akatsuki leader saw Naruto's red chakra. Wrong. Emotions are something used only to manipulate. And I will prove it to you. They circled each other for a couple of steps when the Akatsuki leader rushed him. They went through an entire sequence of their style 48 steps to be exact, all in a matter of 20 seconds. It was incredible. Naruto had never been in such a concentrated fight before. All of his attention had better be on it. One slip and he would be done for. Panting due to the exhilarating speed of the fight, Naruto wiped off his sweat. Tired already, Naruto didn't bother to answer. This time, he was on the offensive. He punched forward, his opponent ducked and made a low kick. Jumping, he made a kick to the side while in the air, but his opponent sidestepped and made a punch to Naruto's chest while he was still sideways in the air, but Naruto caught his arm, brought himself down on the ground, and pushed the two away. All in about a second. There was silence as the people watched. Incredible. My eyes can hardly follow their movements, someone said. Tell me about it. Amazing. Now, foe and friend alike simply watched. Some continued fighting, but it was such an immense scene above them that most didn't bother with it. They had their Ryoshagens activated now, but the battle was at a standstill. They were equal, or so it seemed. They had used everything, ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu, and neither had made a single blow. I need to get more creative then. Making quick hand seals, he activated his genjutsu. You betrayed us. Naruto-kun. I loved you. He would have given us freedom. You should have demon. Voices rang in his head. Genjutsu deflection. Breaking out of the genjutsu, Naruto made it just in time to dodge a punch and jump away. Okay, so genjutsu might not be the way. Tell me, what would you do if you win? Rule the world. Power. Money. Cold green eyes stared at him. Those are useless to me. What is power and money but a concept made by emotions? I want freedom. Freedom for my people. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Freedom. For your people. Meaning. The Uzumakis. The main house. I want to prove that the main house is best. And if you will be the only one left. He shook his head. Resurrection imposition jutsu. So you're going to make everyone main house Uzumakis. Distort everyone's way of life to impose your own. I will give them freedom. Powers they never dreamed of. Powers only a main house Uzumaki could have. Powers you don't. That isn't freedom. People would isolate themselves away from each other to keep their own power. What you speak of, a master race. Everyone being the same. That isn't freedom. That is control. He shook his head. No, it is. Discrimination stops, meaningless wars stop, and everyone befriends. We will all be the same. It will be freedom. I must save our world. Then why your family? Everything has a cost. They needed to be sacrificed. So you needed a DNA sample of them. You're wrong. That isn't freedom, because every freedom has its limits. That's one of the greatest paradoxes of freedom. Freedom without limits isn't freedom. I will give them that kind of freedom, to be able to do anything they want. Wrong. Freedom is the ability to make your own decisions, make your own choices, and interact in your own way with others, to share that bond within your limits. Everything has limits, even your power. All this they spoke while exchanging blows. Naruto's chakra was now a blazing red as it gushed out, maximum power. I need to end it here and now. Apparently, the Akatsuki leader was thinking the same thing, as his green P was Go as well. Author's note, by P I mean the chakra, not real P. The two ands clashed. Now, only flickers could be seen. FTG was being used so many times it was redundant, kunais were being thrown all over the place, and Naruto got an idea. Instead of using the kunai to use FTG, Naruto threw the kunai at the Akatsuki leader and pinned him down. Coming down with a Rasengan, Naruto rammed into the ground. Meanwhile, the Akatsuki leader came from behind with a powerful jutsu of his own. Naruto managed to turn around just in time to dodge and counter with a teleportation jutsu. Naruto now came again with more force. Having an Odama Rasengan in his hand, he once again used FTG to come with speed, but the Akatsuki leader did the same and it was a tie. What the F are you? You have as much chakra as the Kyuubi. Names are immaterial. I want freedom for my people. And I will achieve it. Immaterial this. All the while, Naruto had been charging up his chakra. Of course, the Akatsuki leader had sensed it, but it bought him time. Activating the Mangeiyu, Naruto began to bend the reality surrounding the Akatsuki leader. He was forced to flee, but Naruto chased him down and attacked. Now, they exchanged sequences with Naruto on the offense. As he came down, Naruto put all of his chakra into it, making it blaze with power. Bringing the Akatsuki leader down with him, a huge crater formed around the two, and now, Naruto's arm was stuck. As he was the Akatsuki leader breathed a green P into Naruto's arm and said in a raspy voice, "You'll D as well." Naruto shook his head. No, I'll live on. In my family's hearts, something you lacked all the while. And that's why you'll D here. One of the great chakra signatures now disappeared. Tsunade breathed. It was over. Naruto had either won or lost, and either way it was over. If he had won, they had won. If he had lost, they had lost. Immediately, Hinata ran to him. She didn't waste a moment talking. Tsunade-sama. Sakura-chan. Naruto's here. He needs treatment. Sakura and Tsunade came immediately. Naruto. Oh my lord. Before I K him. Before I K the Akatsuki leader. It'll K me, but more importantly, it'll K all I touch, except my family. But what he doesn't realize is, you all are my family. The entire village. Because of the QB chakra in me, my body's used to healing me fast. But because of that, the P will spread faster, too. It'll take over in about 3 hours. I'm guessing that's how much time I have left. He chuckled. Everyone had heard the news by now, and they had gathered in a circle around Naruto, respectfully silent for the man who had saved them. Saved all of them, by sacrificing himself. Slowly, they all had their word with Naruto. Once all of them left him in peace, only Hinata, his team, Jiraiya, Kakashi, and his friends remained, the closest circle. Tsunade and Sakura wouldn't let him go without a fight. They were in the medical facility trying to find a cure. All of them were crying except Kakashi, Jiraiya, and T. Don't man. Kiba said. I'll try not to. After all, you still owe me that one ass huppin' from the Chunin exams. Kiba smiled through his tears. That's right. You better not bastard. Don't man. Don't and Kiba and Akamaru left. Neji and Tenten now stepped up. You know, I believe it was someone who said, I'll protect my loved ones at all costs. And that person did. But what he don't understand is, he's hurting them even more by leaving them. Tenten nodded at Neji's remark. Please, Naruto, and they, too, left. Naruto smiled even though he was in pain. Lee now stepped up, limping. The fire of youth still burns in you, comrade. I know you will make it out of this alive. Soon enough, only Hinata, Miki, his team, Kakashi, and Jiraiya were left. Jiraiya chuckled through his tears. Looks like I'm cursed. Every one of my pupils have D before I have. Geez. I'm not D yet, you know. At this, only more tears came. Relax. I'm sure Monroe will help you with your data gathering. Quote. Jiraiya smiled and left. Naruto. Kakashi looked at him now, with his Sharingan eye, due to respect. I'm glad to have been able to teach you. Naruto smiled. I'll always remember the stupid, perverted Junin who I managed pull a prank on. They were going to tell him not to speak, but when someone has their life counting down by the minutes. Hey, all of you. Naruto said to his team. Ask Jiraiya sensei to take you to a monastery. You'll all benefit. Then, try working on speed. That's pretty much the only thing you're lacking. Monroe, keep working on those scrolls. Jenna, you, too. Shadow jutsus are one of the most difficult, but one of the most rewarding as well. T. Nice job. Same goes for you. I can't really coach you guys anymore. Unless Tsunade-sama and Sakura-chan find an antidote. Nice job guys, he smiled. First and last mission with me was a success. The three left, very, very sad. Naturally, it isn't normal for a 13-year-old to see the death of her sensei. Hey, Miki-chan. Naru-kun. Miki came, and saddened immediately, realizing something was wrong. Damn smart, that girl. I saved it for you, Naru-kun. Just like I said I would, she said, revealing his forehead protector. A happy now. Naruto chuckled. Yes, Miki-chan, I am. But, why don't you keep it? For good luck. And someday, when you're big and strong, you can become Hokage. Your mother is calling you. Why don't you go? He smiled. Miki K him. Yes, Naru-kun. And she left, trying to smile. Hinata caressed him, sobbing. He smiled. Hinata, he rested in her loving arms. Hinata, I always told myself, if it were the last day on earth, and I was next to you, I'd be happy. I'd tell you how much I loved you, and that would be enough. And I am happy. No, you're not. Because today isn't the last day on earth. You're going to live. You will live, she sobbed with all her heart. Hinata, he said softly. You and I both know that's not true. No. No. Naruto-kun, she hugged him tightly, sobbing all the while in a fit of emotions. I love you, Hyuga Hinata. I love you with all my heart, and I am glad to have known you. You are my life, my happiness, my reason to live. I love you, and I will always love you, wherever I go. I love you, too, Naruto-kun. And, she sniffled. I'm Uzumaki Hinata. The two remained there like that. She, carrying him, he, resting in her arms, and both, sad to let go, but happy that they could be together, staring into each other's eyes, trying to get lost in their own love. You wanted me to become Hokage. I'm sorry I could never finish your book. You looked, him. Of course, he smiled wryly. Here, reach into my pocket, and take the book. Hinata didn't question why it was with him. Turn to the last page. It's there. What I would have said. You have to live. You haven't become Hokage yet. I have. I saved the village by sacrificing myself. Isn't that what a Hokage is supposed to do? Besides, I have you as well. That's good enough for me. Naruto in her arms, happy as can be. Right before she gave him the beautiful smile that he loved. Her face radiated with beauty whenever she smiled. She could tell he wanted her to smile. Just one last time. To see her happy. That was all he needed. She smiled with all her heart for him. Just one last time, so that he may see. So that he may remember. The medical nins took him away before he could touch anyone. Hinata flipped to the last page, and read his final words to her. Tsunade laid him on a table. All right, we don't know if this will work or not, but we have not time left. Where's his jugular? She asked, taking a needle. Sakura placed her hand on it. Tsunade walked up to him and slowly inserted the green liquid into his near-lifeless body. Please be on time. Please. 2 weeks later. Naruto. A great hero, truly cherished by everyone, not only Konoha, but among 3 entire countries. Now, he has moved on to a better place. Yes, he has moved on, but he has not left us. Naruto lives on in each of our hearts. He taught us a lesson no one else could teach us. He left behind a blazing legacy that every generation may look up to and follow. A legacy that lives on in all of our hearts. Look at the flame of Konoha, it is the pride of the fire country. It is said to be an everlasting fire, and its size varies upon the condition of the country. Look at it now. It blazes brighter than ever before. For now, Naruto does not exist as one, but Naruto's great legacy is spread throughout all of us. He lives on in every one of our hearts. So yes, the Council of Elders might take away our rights, they may ban me from being Hokage, and they may even kill all those who speak about Naruto. But they cannot, and will not, kill the spirit of fire. The spirit of fire will spread throughout the generations. Tsunade stepped down from the stadium, and the audience burst into applause. Every single person alive in the allied nations was either watching or listening to this. Hinata now stepped forward. I wrote a book about Naruto-kun. Everything I felt about him. His dream was to become Hokage. I reserved the final page for his acceptance speech. Before he wrote this. This is what he would have said, had he become Hokage. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I come from Konohagakure, the village hidden in the leaves. We all have a story to tell, a story which is our lives. Our lives, interconnected to form a great web which is life. Our lives, which, in the daily business, are often devalued, have so much meaning. It merely up to us to find them. We never get a moment to stop and think. Think. Why are we working? Well, I, too have a story. And it is about why I work. I work every day, as hard as I can, for the people who are precious to me. Because, in the end, materials aren't going to matter. You can be the richest man in the world, but when you none of that goes on with you. The only thing that we as humans truly own, is our lives. Our lives are what? Getting materials. Getting power. For what? When we all of that is gone. We have roughly 80 years to live. I work every day, so that I may enjoy the limited time I have with my loved ones. So that I may steal another K from Hinata-chan. So that I may spar once more with my friends. At this, chuckles spread throughout the stadium. So that perhaps just once more, I may see them. Because in reality, that's all we really have. Each other. We must share the bonds that we make, the connections that link my life to yours. That is what is precious. So yes, I may not know grammar. I may not know math. But being Hokage doesn't mean being the strongest in the village. Being Hokage isn't hiding secrets from the people. Because, the only reason Hokage exists, is to serve you. You, the people. I believe being Hokage is binding the village closer together so that a greater friendship exists amongst ourselves and amongst other nations. That is true strength. For if we're united, then we would truly prosper. Thank you. Even in his most important speech in his life, Naruto had managed to put in some dry humor. Hinata now spoke again. I believe that Naruto was a Hokage. Everyone in the village knew him, everyone in the village could talk to him, come to him with any problem, and he'd help. So yes, he may have had a demon fox in him. But compared to the pain the fox caused, Naruto saved the village 1,000 times over. I loved him. We all loved him. To me, Naruto was a Hokage. And a damn good one. It was as if thunder struck the stadium. The audience boomed into applause. For the first time ever, it was a unanimous vote amongst the people that Naruto should have his face up on the mountain in recognition. Now, the Council of Elders came. He was not formally elected by the council. As such, Tsunade was about to explode, but Hinata was there first. And what are you going to do to stop me? She asked and knocked out the old lady. About time someone did that. Thanks Hinata-chan, Tsunade said. 10 months later, Naruto's head was up on the mountain in honor of him. Along with that, a special memorial was made where his grave was kept along with his life history and belongings. Well, almost all his belongings. Hinata still had his most precious one, and it was tied around her neck. It was the very same orange jacket that Naruto wore when he was 12. Hinata sat on the lush green grass. Spring had come, birds were chirping, the sun was out, white, puffy clouds danced with joy in the sky. And life had come. Hinata looked down at the 1-month-old baby in her arms, smiling. He was sleeping soundly in his caring mother's arms. His cute, short tufts of blonde hair gently swayed in the wind. Hugging tightly to his mother, it was as if he was slightly shy of venturing out into the big world. Uzumaki Hinata K him. Hinata-chan. Am I Aini-san now? Hinata smiled and K. Yes, Miki-chan, you are. Yay. The girl jumped up with joy. Can I make up a name for him? Hinata laughed. And what would that be? How about, she scrunched up her nose. Ramen. Miki. Hinata laughed. Naru-kun then. She K the hyper girl and said, I have one. How about, Ichiro? Yay. She looked at the little bundle of joy. It was all possible thanks to Naruto, she finding courage, becoming head of the Hyuga, changing the Hyuga, stopping the war, saving the allies, changing people for the better, and their most recent adventure. The first which she would have to face alone. Naruto-kun. Thank you. For everything. Fin. Here is the alternate ending. Hinata sat in Naruto's apartment, unable to think, unable to move. Simply breathing. Naruto's friends were there as well, and not a word was said. It was a sad thing. They all were going over past pictures and memories, of Team 7, of a loud-mouthed kid who claimed he would become Hokage, that he would not die before he became Hokage. And now, they all prayed for that one man who fought for his dream unlike any other. Suddenly, the door creaked open. Hinata's breath went short. Opening the door completely, Kakashi revealed a tired and sleepy Sakura, and more importantly, a safe Naruto. He was bandaged up completely. A collective sigh was heard. Kiba tackled him. Thank God. You little bastard, I'm gonna K you for making we worry like that. Sakura knocked him off Naruto in an instant with such force Kiba broke the wall. Shut up, she harshly whispered. Do you want to K him? As she sat down, she explained what had happened. He'll live, but he'll have to be in bed for about 3 months. I'm guessing in about 6 months he'll be back to normal. So, is he awake? Kiba asked. Everyone stared. What do you think, Hotshot? Sakura glared. Hinata took over from there. No one was allowed to see him for another month. Hinata-chan. Naruto slowly said. Naruto-kun, hush. You shouldn't talk. I need something. Yes, Ichiraku-san's ramen. She smiled and K him. But that works, too. She hugged him tightly. Don't you ever scare me like that again, she whispered. Naruto had a devious glimmer in his eyes. Of course not. Every day, Hinata would care for him. After 1 month, Hinata allowed others to visit him. Tsunade would come weekly to check if all his system functions were getting back on track and for a general checkup. 9 months later, Hokage-sama. Tsunade turned around. Yes. Naruto-san has gotten a baby boy. KK. So, you think Ichiro will like ramen? She sighed as her husband massaged her worries away. I'm sure he'll take after his father. Another K was earned this way. I want a girl, too. Well, then, Naruto-kun. Hinata said K him. We'd better get busy then. Naruto-san. The public now came and surrounded the three. Naruto smiled brightly. Well, the newest member of the Uzumaki family has the entire village's attention. What better way to enjoy it than to be asleep, he joked. Ouch. He winced as Hinata s him. Don't insult my baby. Naruto muttered something about sharing, and turned to Tsunade. Well, open the doors. Guests poured in. Everyone celebrated Naruto's getting better, his and Hinata's child, as well as his induction into Hokageship. Kiba came and gave Naruto the long-deserved punch, only to have pie thrown back at him as revenge. Getting even. That's all I ask. Just getting even. You'll never catch up now. Now that you have 10 Anbu guards watching you 24/7. Naruto nodded. Plus, Hinata would get you good. I don't think so. Don't you pull me into your little fights. But, Hinata-chan. He pouted. So, guys, what do you think of the soon-to-be Rokudaime? Sakura sect. It is great. I told you Naruto-kun the fire. SSSSSHHHH. Ichiro is sleeping, they all hissed. Of youth still burns within you. Lee whispered. Neji, meanwhile, was showering Naruto with thanks for uniting he and Tenten. Really, Neji, it's no pro, he mouthed, help me, to his friends. Well, I guess I'm losing my #1 customer then. Ichiraku said smiling. Being Hokage, you won't get too much time. Silence. Do you have a to-go option? They all laughed. For you, yes. Good. Sakura-chan can be my ramen lady. Tenten can be my secretary, and, sorry, Hinata, but as you know, I have to give a quick tutorial to the new Hokage, so I'll have to borrow him for a moment. Hinata nodded. Naruto K and gently K his boy on the forehead. Sorry guys, duty calls. He grinned in a very cheesy manner. Rokudaime-sama, Godime-sama. Please, this way. Rokudaime-sama. Naruto smiled. I like it. Tsunade and Naruto appeared in the center of a stadium, and Tsunade inducted him into Hokageship. Naruto thought the whole deal was a bunch of BS, but he smiled through it. At the end, he sat in his new desk. First, they had to tell the village, although most of them knew it was he anyways. Next, they had to ask the council if they could, and if the council approved, they would tell the villagers. Unfortunately, the council didn't. But with Tsunade, persuasion they agreed. Then, they reported to the villagers it was a success. His room was simple, it had a desk, a pencil, and a stack of papers. On the wall were pictures of previous Hokages. It seemed the stern Yondaime was almost smiling. On his desk were pictures of Hinata and his new son, Ichiro. Frowning at the paperwork, he shifted his view to the academy where he could see children playing. Above the academy, the Great Fire Nation torch was lit. Konoha had become the capital. While it did mean more paperwork, it was worth it. It blazed spiritedly in the sun. Children were pissing of Iruka-sensei again, and he could hear Iruka's voice through the open window. He smiled, realizing not too long ago he was one of those kids. In order to protect the village, all of Konoha's shinobi risked their lives and fight. In this society, true power is not attained from mastering all the world's ninjutsu. When there is something important to protect, a shinobi's true strength emerges. We will meet in another world, to where the leaves dance and the fire burns, the shadows of fire illuminated by the village, and a new leaf sprouts. The spirit of fire is passed down to the Konoha ninjas. The small fires in Konoha will become big fires, and will one day become the next generation Hokage, continuing to shine in the village. Sandaime Hokage. Fin. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.